And we are back. Welcome back to another episode of the Play It Up podcast, guys. Today is very special. We are joined by RayFinkel,
Woo!
formerly known as Justin Elliott.
He's Fink now.
Yeah, Fink Daddy. He is the current Donkey Kong MAME world record holder and soon to be, we believe, overall arcade everything world record holder. Welcome, Justin. How are you, man?
Thank you. Thanks for having me, fellas. I'm very well. It's good to see you guys. I think this is the first time we've ever actually talked like face to face, or I think even on the phone or anything like that. So
that's good. Yeah,
good to see you.
Yeah, well, we've also got Dennis here and Neil. G'day, guys. How's it going?
Hey, mate.
Hey. Yeah, good, man.
Sweet.
Yep. Team's here.
Yeah, bit of a crazy get together with all of us over 3 time zones. So we've got Dennis and I at 4:30 in Australia, and then it's like early times for you, Shaun, and then
it's almost 7:30 a.m. here on the 16th of January, and 1:30 a.m. for you, Justin, on the 16th, right?
Damn.
But we made it work. This is probably the best kind of time we could have chosen for it to work for all of us.
Well, it's an honor to be here, guys. I've been watching every single one you put out, and I've been loving them. So you guys are doing good stuff. I like it.
Appreciate it.
You must be that 1% of our
our
market
from the United States. Yeah,
that's in the US. So that's who that 1% is.
Yep.
Does it show you analytics, like who watches it and stuff like that? From what countries? Oh,
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That's me.
I was surprisingly get like a fair few people. I think the States is our second. Like, we don't get that many listeners, man. Sorry to disappoint if you thought this was gonna like make you famous.
Hey, man, we've got posters now. We'll be like up here.
What's the point of being here anymore? I'm out.
But we do get like, for us it's enough. We enjoy doing it, and I think we get like different European countries. I think the biggest
Denmark.
is Australia. Yeah, Denmark, true, because of the Shed guys, Johnny Bond over there.
What up, guys?
Yo, fellas, I'll be there in March.
All right.
Should be
cool.
I'll actually, you know what? I'll try to do a kill screen at the Shed.
That'd be
That
awesome.
would be cool. Maybe I don't think I'll get the venue score because it's over 1 million, but maybe I can get 900K.
Yep. You, Carsten, and Johnny, all like back to back to back.
Yeah,
That'd be mad.
hell yeah, it'd be so cool.
Uh,
Yeah, well, so how come you're talking with us and not playing Donkey Kong right now, Justin? Or were you playing just before? Or
sadly, I was just playing, actually. It's kind of pathetic, but no, because of the cap fix last weekend, I've been trying to clock in some hours on that thing, like just kind of trying to adjust to, the arcade controls. It's a little different than keyboard, so it's like just trying to get my memory built in and just get familiarized. It seems like everything's transferring over. I just gotta keep doing it and hopefully start putting up some big scores pretty soon. So
yeah, rad.
That's cool. Yeah, you've got to run in that CRT now, man. Now that everything's repaired and everything's nice and crisp, so get the hours up on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm keeping it. I don't know if I should. What do you guys think? Like, should I be keeping it turned on? Like, I've been having it on a few hours a day, and then I'll just turn it off. Like,
that's
I don't
perfect.
know. Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah, that's all
good for them, is it?
So yeah, it is. Or otherwise, like if you don't run them for X amount of like months or something, you can get like dry caps and get things like cold joints in the solder. You guys say. I don't know if I said that any different then, did I?
Solder.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it can
in
cause.
America solder.
I think it's solder. I think it's solder.
But
yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, population-wise, a lot more people say it that way than we do solder. So who's right and who's wrong?
Yeah.
So
and
yeah,
like
look,
aluminum.
that's right.
Another one. Sorry.
Yep. Sure is. It's quite a few. Yeah. So like I was saying, like, you can get issues with the CRT chassis if you don't run it regularly. So a few hours, like every now and then, is perfect for it, man. So
yeah,
it'd be good.
Yeah, it was funny. I was playing on it the other day, and so Gary, he set up this like reset switch, just like a clip that goes to the reset button on the PCB, and then there's a switch, and you just press. You guys know all about that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm playing.
I can show you guys on my cap if you want, so that anyone watching the podcast can.
I want to see.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. So hang on, I'll take you guys down there. So that's me.
Show us your undercarriage, Dennis.
Hey, you are in luck.
Yummy.
Okay, so
yummy.
there is.
Oh, look at that! That is tidy.
That is sexy.
The reset is where is it? Oh, there. It's right in front of me. If you're looking at it's TP2 there. So, sorry, I'm reaching in. I'm kind of shaky. How's that focus? Can you guys see that?
Yeah, well enough, man.
I
can see a PCB. Yeah, that's better.
You should be able to see TP2, and that's the reset pin. But yeah, so you hook an alligator clip up onto that, and it's easy just to have like a button press, and then you're not constantly powering the cabinet off and on all the time.
So you know how it makes that little sound when you reset it? It's like a little zap sound.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing the other day, and I'm just practicing on. I've got the whole remix kit that Sockmaster made. It just lets you play like all these different versions of the game, but I use it mainly just for the trainer, so you can like start at level 5 and start practicing. So I've been clocking in hours on that, and I'm playing. And the other day, and my monitor just like went off. Like it just no, it didn't go off, but it restarted. And I kind of had forgotten that I had a reset switch, and I was like, no way. And I heard the little zap, so I thought my monitor's fried. He just fixed it. Something's wrong. Something went wrong. The recap didn't work. It's over. Like it's over. And so I started going back, and I'm like looking at everything, and like everything seemed like it worked, but then it turned out that one of the alligator clips like came kind of like loose on the switch, and so I was pretty relieved. But I thought the whole thing was fried. I was I feel very vulnerable. Something happens, like I gotta go. Like I should probably figure this stuff out. Like
it'll be another 4-hour round trip for Gary to come out and say hello and have a look.
Yeah, Gary is very Abe, is it? Very Abe.
Very Abe 121, I think. Shout out to him, because without him, I wouldn't have it wouldn't be working. My arcade wouldn't be working. So he crushed it, man. He came here. He did a great job. CRT looks like it's brand new. He's a really good guy. He's like one of the best dudes in the community. So big shout out to that guy.
So did you buy did you actually buy the cab off him, or did he source a cab for you? Or?
Well, he actually helped me find it too. It was back in July. And we were just kind of looking online and Craigslist and eBay, and we found one in where was it? Virginia. And I think it was like $900. So it was pretty cheap for us. Like normally we find cabs on eBay for like $1,500 or more. So
yeah.
It looked like it was in good condition, and we went and we it was a big trip, and I took my truck down there and we met the guy. It was stored in some warehouse, and it looked pretty good other than the CRT, like the collapse issue. Everything else has been great. So yeah, we threw that in the truck, brought it back, and then he said, hey, whenever you want to recap, let's do it. And it took me about 7 months to do it, but we got it done.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Nice. Well, like you said, it would be kind of different to make that switch from what you're comfortable playing to then switching to arcade hardware. So I can understand that it probably wouldn't be like the most high priority thing that you'd have on your mind when you've already got something that you're comfortable playing and it works. So like, I'm sure it's cool to have a cab in your place and everything, but yeah, I get it. Definitely.
When you do play on MAME, are you using a joystick, a USB joystick, or just keyboard? The old
Yeah.
Barra method.
Yeah, I've used a few different things. I started out with a PlayStation 3 controller, and that's what I was using
Wow.
for a year. Yeah, and then I switched to keyboard at some point, but then I just kind of stuck with keyboard. I've got one of those 8-bit dough game arcade sticks. I've got the Mayflash 300, so I've used those ones. But no, I mean, I've just been playing like PC games and stuff my whole life, so like I have a huge familiarity with keyboard, so just using that has just always felt good. So, and the stick has been fun too. Like I'm actually really enjoying the switch to the control panel. It's different because there's no lag on the CRT. I'm kind of like getting used to like these small little things, but yeah, it's super fun, man. Like it just feels like on the cab, I don't want to say you're playing the real game, but like it's the way that it was back in the 80s. So
yeah,
it's just a cool thing. And that's where a lot of the, arcade history is from the cab. So I figured, I gotta make the switch. So
before Donkey Kong, were you playing much arcade games, or were you more focused on PC kind of games coming out, like new age games?
Yeah. Well, I've been playing games since I was like 4, and I was born in '84, so kind of came up with like the NES, and moved over, and my family was like a Genesis family. We didn't have the SNES, which I'm still mad at them to this day. I don't know if you guys are big Genesis guys, but I wish I had this. Yeah. I moved over to PlayStation in like the late '90s. I got super obsessed with RPGs. I was playing like all the Final Fantasy games at like 7, 8, 9. That's all I was doing. And then in like 2004, I got hooked on Xbox Live because it's the first time you could ever really compete. Well, it was the first time like you could really compete globally against other players.
Yeah.
And I got really obsessed with the Halo games. And I ended up playing them really competitively for a long time.
Wow.
And I never went pro. I knew pros. It's one of those things like I look back and I think about like, I think I had the skill to go pro, but in a game like that, it's a team game and you have to network to other people, and you got to put yourself out there for other teams and to recruit you and stuff like that. And I just never got big into that aspect of it. And I mean, that was a lot of my life right there. And I did play a lot of World of Warcraft too. I still kind of do, sadly, but
yeah.
I was always looking for that competitive game, like the thing that I was going to like really try to go all the way with. Cause I always had like this thing in me that I just wanted to like, just to make something of it. You know what I mean? And, as silly as it is. And it's funny because in 2017, Halo 5 was out, and it really sucked. And I don't know why I was playing it just because it was just what I was doing, right? And I wasn't going anywhere with it. I wasn't doing anything at all. So I think it was the middle of 2017. I actually I had seen The King of Kong like multiple times, probably in the early 2010s. And I was familiar with that, but I didn't ever have any inspiration to play Donkey Kong, right? But in 2017, I decided, okay, well, I'm just going to try downloading the emulator to play it. So I'm going to download MAME. I'm going to play Donkey Kong. And so I do that, and I'm like, okay, we're going to see what we can do here, right? And I played it for like 25 minutes, and I said, this game's terrible. I don't want to play it. It's boring. It's stupid. I don't want. So I stopped playing it. I just stopped playing it. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go back to Halo. Screw it. So I kept playing Halo. I just stopped playing Donkey Kong altogether. And a year goes by. So it's July 2018 now. And Halo 5 is still out. And Halo 5 still sucks. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm thinking, man, I want to compete. I want to compete in a game. And I said to myself, okay, I'm either going to speedrun, which I still want to do. But the speedrunning community has gotten really big. Like, it's the coolest thing. Like you go and you play like a game from your childhood and you try to beat it the fastest, you possibly can. And that appealed to me. And, but I also was like thinking about Donkey Kong. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll try Donkey Kong again. Right. Yeah. So So I said, okay, I'm gonna at least commit like 2 hours to Donkey Kong. I'm gonna just try it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. And so I started playing it. I think I actually remember the day because I started keeping screenshots in Paint of all my high scores because I didn't know about INPs or anything. At the time, I was just taking screenshots when I got to the, put your initials in and stuff. And so July 22nd, 2018 is when I first got really serious about it. Like, I didn't know I was going to be serious, but I got hooked on it. Like I started playing it and I got like 40,000 or something like that. And I was like, I got to beat 40,000. Like I can't just stop there, and you get that you get hooked, right? It gets its teeth into you, and just like everybody else. Yeah. So you guys, it's like, and so I got like 50,000. I was like, okay, I got to beat that. And then I was like, man, it'd be cool to hit 100,000. And so it's funny because I didn't record any of these games, and I would send the screenshots to my buddy, who was like, just rooting me on, just one of my best friends. And he's like, holy crap, you hit 100,000. That's like incredible. And I was like, I need to find out, like, is there like a community for this? And like, what's what's the background like on this game, right? So I found out about Donkey Kong Forum and I started going on Twitch and basically watching all the players that I could possibly find. And I was like, holy crap, like there's a lot of people that play this game and they're really good at it. Like this is pretty cool. And I've always had this thing in me that, I can get really hooked on something. And like, when I want to be good at it, like I just devote like way too much time to it. And so yeah, I mean, that's when it started. And I just progressively got better. And yeah, it just went from there and it hasn't stopped since, sadly. So
yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah. And then 10 weeks later, you're at the king of the mountain. You're at the kill screen. Absolutely insane, man.
Oh yeah,
wow,
that was the best. It's funny because 3 days before that, I got to level 21-6, which is the final rivet stage, and it killed me off. I was like, yeah, I don't know, you guys have seen people that have suffered that pain, but it was pretty rough. Like,
yeah,
man. But no, I stuck it out, and yeah, still trying to get better scores. So
man, that's awesome. I'm on your Kong track, and I can see your first submitted score to Donkey Kong Forum was August 16th, 2018. I don't know if that's accurate to when you actually set the score or when you submitted it, but
I think it was like 200
shortly after. Yeah, 246,900. And then 6 days later on the 22nd, 330,500. And then the next score, October 7th, 2018, 881,700. So that's your first kill screen, I'm guessing.
No, that was the 21-6. And then I think it's like right after that, 3 or 4 days later, 888.
October 12th. Yeah, 888. So that's your first kill screen. Okay.
Insane, man. Yeah. It shows you like how dedicated you are, though. Like just like how much time you put in that short amount of space. It's just unbelievable, man. Yeah. Obviously, like you just were super hungry for it at the time. And
yeah, I mean, when I get obsessed with something, like I gotta make it, like, I gotta do it. Like, and I figured out, I think I was lucky enough to figure out pretty early, like how to practice like more efficiently. I started practicing like certain things that would make the kill screen a lot easier for myself. Like I wasn't just like playing regular games. Like I was loading save states like on the springs, and I was doing the springs like 50 times in a row. And I was putting a save state on the barrels and getting up to the fourth girder and just like confronting traffic and like making sure and steering things, and like just because I knew that at some point, like the big hurdles to getting the kill screen was going to be that fourth girder on the barrel board. When you're trying to transition up to that hammer, and you're right between the hammer and you're going up from the third girder to the fourth. That's a pretty dangerous spot, right? And I figured out pretty early, like if I can just get past that every time, then the barrel board will be nothing. And and so I just practiced that over and over and over until I figured out like how to survive it. Like I didn't know anything really about point pressing. I was just like, what are all the different ways I can die and how am I going to avoid that? And I knew that that was the hot spot. And I knew also that, you know, if I can do the springs over and over again, even when I was like super nervous, that wouldn't, you know, that would get rid of that blocker basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of like 3 or 4 things, hey, that like you die a lot at. And then once you
Pies
get to those points and you feel confident, it really changes the mental block that you have there. Yeah, pies was the last one for me. Yeah. And yeah, that was, so what would you say for the going from the, is it 3rd to 4th girder or 4th to 5th to get that top hammer? Is it the left short ladder that's safer or the right long ladder?
The short ladder is not safe at all, is it? Like every time I do that, when I was playing on Twitch, like and Matt Liriel would jump on my stream and like I'd go in short ladder and I just like see the stream start to fill up. Okay, I don't have time to read it, but I'm pretty sure I know what's going on.
Yeah,
but I think it is safe if you time it right.
What's the
That's what I used mostly.
It's if you time it right. Yeah, I mean, you can get up that longer one. Like the thing about the longer one is you'll never get hit with a wild barrel from there. So if you can go up the longer one and there's no traffic directly above you, then you can always go up that safely without ever getting hit by a wild barrel. But the short ladder, you can get hit by a wild barrel. So you have to make sure that he's not about to throw a barrel. You have to time it. So to your point, Shaun, like timing it so that he's not about to throw a wild barrel and you're going up that short ladder. And as you're on the ladder, it hits you right in the head. So that's, so if you go between that, and again, there's like, you can manage the traffic of the barrels that are coming at you, then, you know, so it's totally situational, but.
So once he has the barrel kind of in front of him and he's about to let it go, that's usually when I would make the go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they
make the start up the ladder.
Yep. And they call it like presenting the barrel. I think he's like, as soon as he shows it, like he's gonna like put it down on the girder or whatever, and he's not gonna throw a wild barrel. So yeah, you're just exactly right. You just kind of going in between. So
yeah, I just got used to going up that ladder, so I kind of stuck with it because I was getting close to the kill screen with that, and I was like, I don't really want to change my gameplay now to be possibly safer because I wasn't really dying there at all anyway. So I stuck with that, but yeah. So cop that, Lirio, Matt Tecchio, short ladder for life.
Right.
Almost hear someone in the background going, "No,
don't use that one. What are you doing?
Why?
Don't let him fool you. He loves the short ladder. He just doesn't want anybody to know his tricks because he's afraid everybody's going to beat him. So he's keeps it all to himself."
Did you use the Donkey Kong trainer at all, Justin, before you went for any of your attempts, or read the Donkey Kong manual on the Donkey Kong forums by any chance to get any tips to play like just the general basis of playing the game?
I think the biggest thing that helped me was just watching what other people do in certain spots. You know, like if I run into trouble in a certain area, I can try to figure it out myself. And I can also have the benefit of seeing what other people do in that spot too. And I can kind of like double my knowledge that way. So I would watch all the best players and like, what do they do in this exact situation? They do that. Oh, that's so easy. Like they make it easier for themselves. And I guess the best way to like, to describe like improving at DK is you're just kind of constantly making it easier for yourself. Like, I don't know. I think they sort of describe that in sports too. Like I come from kind of a sports background, and you know they often say like a lot of the pro players, they make it look so easy. That's because they are making it easy. Like they're not, you know, purposely getting themselves into this terrible traffic. They're able to kind of avoid bad situations before they even happen. And so, yeah, my big goal was to try to make it super simple so that I was just doing a couple things every time, and I was repeating that over and over again. But I was also practicing a lot too. So it's like a combination of the two.
Yeah. Right. Perfect practice, not
exactly
trying to practice to be perfect. There's some saying that's way more eloquent than what I just said, but practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes you better or something like that.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like it. It's funny. I was reading. I like to read about that kind of stuff, and I was reading this one book. I forgot what it's called. I think it's this one. He's a table tennis pro back in like the 90s, and it's like ping pong. And he was talking about like what he had to do to become the best. Like him and his brother were like number 1 and 2 in the world, I think. And he started talking about like when he was coming up and he was a kid, his parents just had this like small ping pong table in this tiny little basement. And like on each side of the table, there was only like so much room to move. And so he would go down there and he'd practice with his brother all day. And because he couldn't move, like he couldn't move forward and backwards at all, he had no choice but to like learn how to become faster and quicker and have better reaction time because, there's no backing up. And he eventually, when he started playing like in a real condition, it was so easy for him because he's like, holy crap, I have all this freaking space to work with. Like, I didn't realize this. He's like, I've just been playing in this like tiny little space. And like, so he would do things like that would make him like so much better. Like he put himself in these conditions that were just like harsh conditions, but it would taking a hammer and it was just ironing out these details. And
it's like resistance training. It's like adding weights to whatever you'd normally do to make like the actual stuff seem a lot more effortless. It's very clever. Right. I like that.
And that's applicable in Donkey Kong too. Like you could have the trainer, or you could have like save states on MAME that just puts yourself into the crappiest situations, but then you just like force yourself to get out of them over and over again. And then when you play a real game and you're confronted with just a little bit of trouble, it's like, it's no big deal. You're like so used to like doing that. So yeah.
You get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So now that's what I'm doing with the joystick. Like everything seems really smooth, but I'm still like putting myself into those spots just because the muscle memory, of course, on a stick is different than a keyboard.
Yeah.
It's also different on a guitar controller or in any.
You mentioned like the delay on like a CRT. So it was that. So you mentioned like that there was a little bit of difference there. Is it noticeable? Did you have to change your game up at all to accommodate for that? Just a small change?
There's only one thing I can notice that's much different, and that is those double jumps when you get to the top of a barrel board that you see like Matt doing. Mm-hmm. Their timing is just a little different. Like I play on when I play on MAME, I use the low latency feature, so I can still it's close to like CRTs you can get, but I think there's still like 1 millisecond of lag or something like that, from what I understand. So just that little millisecond is making a little bit of a difference. So I'm kind of messing those up a little bit right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you got like thousands of hours doing that one thing on lag and you go to no lag, it's like,
man,
yeah,
sure.
So it's a little different.
Bit to adjust.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything else has been smooth though. Yeah, everything else has been good.
Nice. But your PB on your arcade is at least of what you've submitted is 916,900. Is that right?
No, that was the one. I just went to a local arcade. Like we have an arcade about an hour from here that has Donkey Kong. I just went there. I don't know what it says for the date. It was like a year ago, maybe. I just put up a kill screen on their machine. So that was fun. They have a weird like joystick. They have some tiny little, I don't know, some strange like when I got my cab, I was like, wait a minute, this isn't the same joystick as like the one at the arcade. Like these people had some super weird, I don't know, I can't even explain. I wish I could show you guys later, but
welcome to public arcades, man. Yeah. Everything's a little bit off. It just doesn't play the same. Yeah. What is the arcade? Sorry. Just out of interest.
It's called it's in Binghamton, New York. It's called what the heck's it called? If you type in Binghamton, New York arcade, you might probably find it. Let me type it too.
Yeah. Where do you live actually?
Robot City Games.
Robot City.
I'm in. What's that? No, it's called Robot City Games. Is the name of the arcade.
That's cool.
And I live in upstate New York.
Okay.
Very wintry. It was like -8 last night. It was terrible. I had to drive home, and it was like, oh my god.
Wow.
Do you have any local players with you around the area that you catch up with by any chance? Or
not that I know of. I think what's his full name? I'm not going to say his name because I forgot what. I don't know him super well, but he's a local guy. I think like maybe an hour or two from here. Goes by Wolf on Twitch. He's a really nice guy. But other than him, I don't know anybody that's in New York that plays Donkey Kong. Gary is in Pennsylvania. I think Ethan Daniels is in Pennsylvania as well. So I think those two guys are probably the most local to me, which is like 4 hours away, 3-4 hours away. Yep. So there's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, I suppose like because you're so new to the community as well, like there wouldn't have been a Kong off in America in your time. Is that correct? Or?
No, there has been. I think there was one in 2019. It might have been in New Jersey actually, which wasn't too far. I can't remember exactly where that was, but I did not go to that one. I think he's thinking about doing some more stuff in the United States. So if he does another one, I'll probably end up going. But yeah, I think he's got Richie Knuckles. That's the guy that runs it, right? He's got his stays like 3 or 4 hours down south from me, so it's not that far.
Yeah. Is that something that excites you, like playing competitive head-to-head kind of competition?
I don't think it excites me as much as just seeing people that like from the scene.
Yeah.
Like that's and you guys probably can attest to that. Like that's what I really want to do is just meet all the mates, hang out. Like
going to the events is cool, man. It's I know that just only from my sort of limited experience, and that's like 2 Kong offs that I've been to, like the one in 2019 here where Walter and Billy were here, and just the latest one again in July last year. And it was really good to see everybody, those who could make it, because we had lockdowns in Australia that prevented like people from a couple of different states making it. It was only people who sort of flew out just a little bit earlier before this outbreak happened, and they were able to make it. So it was great to get to see everybody, but it still wasn't like full strength Kong off yet, because it's just we need Alan here, to here and really show everyone how it's done. So
he was not very happy, was he? From what I remember,
he's still not. But we hope to see him soon at this one as well. Just really depends on everyone's circumstances and also how everything goes over the next few months too. But we're pretty positive that it's going to be like a bigger one this year, which would be really great. So it'd be great to go to a US one, I reckon, just to sort of get an understanding of the difference in the way the events are, and they sound like they're really, really competitive. The ones here in Australia, I think there still is that competitive air, but it is quite relaxed, and I think everybody's just as interested in like sitting out in the beer tent and drinking beer as much as like going out and playing in the elimination rounds and that sort of stuff. So
I think Donkey Kong from a competitive standpoint is like the head-to-head one coin thing it's a really cool thing like to watch. And I wouldn't say it's the most competitive, because we all know like what can happen, especially like in the first 4 levels. Those Wilder crushing you right in the face. But it's like it's super, like the idea of it's super fun. I always thought it'd be really cool if they had like and actually I think there is a tournament edition. I think I actually literally have it. I just haven't played it, but I think it's got like only, I don't know, it starts at level 5 or something, and you only play like 5 levels. I don't know. My idea would be that you would play a certain amount of levels, and it would be like from level 5 on, so you're not getting all those dumb wilds, like all that crap getting to start. I think that would be a cool idea. But yeah, just the idea of just having a 1/4 game and you're on level 2-1 and he throws 5 wilds that are diagonally diving at you and you can't do anything about it. Like, just lost the tournament because of that. Like,
we saw that in the finals just last year, that there was a player of ours who's like such a consistent, really good player, and he just had Shane. Shane. He had like the worst. Like the worst possible delivery of like barrels that you could imagine, and it was amazing. Everything went quiet, and I think everyone was just as surprised as Shane. Shane's
It's just a shock. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Like,
it
yeah,
goes, man. Like,
Donkey Kong strikes again. Yes, the winner's always Donkey Kong in the day. The house always wins.
it's true. Shane's a great freaking player, though, man. That guy is super consistent.
Legend of a human being, man. Really cool guy. Hey, Shane.
It's actually relieving to hear you talk about the first 5 levels being brutal, Justin, because I thought it was just me for a while there, just like getting shit starts. But yeah, obviously it still catches you up.
I was streaming for 2 hours today. I didn't get to level 5. I was just stuck. I was just stuck. It just happens. Some of it is my fault. Like I wasn't playing great, but it's just you can't really get too upset about those first 4 levels, man. They're just so brutal. I just call them fake. It's not even real Donkey Kong to me.
It's fake. I love that.
Fake news.
Yeah.
It's fake
I think like as
news,
soon as I get to as soon as I get to level 3-2, I'm basically good. But man, everything before that's like super unfair, especially when you're like going for like a record and you have to spend all your time on these boards. Like you can't just get out. Like you got to stick around and man.
So you'll
grind.
How far are you off the world record on the arcade?
37,000 or so. I think I'm 1,235, and the record's 1,272.
Right.
So yeah, 7-ish.
Right. So Robbie Lakeman's game, like that's quite compared, like his game level compared to how much is left in regards to point scoring. Like, is there much more that you guys can push?
Yeah,
Donkey Kong to score.
Yeah, the game can be pushed to like 1.31, I think. And I know it sounds crazy, but if everything comes together, like what really stops, Surfy and Robbie from hitting 1.3 is totally RNG, pretty much. Like, if they get that RNG, then maybe they don't execute as perfectly as they can. So like you have to have this game that gives you great RNG, and you have to execute flawlessly. And the main thing is that you have to have gigantic death points. Like if you get really big death points and you're getting great RNG and you're just not making a single mistake, then I'm hoping I mean, 1.3 is very possible. Very possible.
Make sure you get as few 300-point blues as you can, because
exactly. That's
right. The worst.
I don't think anybody hates 300 blues more than Alan. Every time he smashes a 300, 400, this game's rigged. It's level 1-1, dude. Chill out. He's like checked out.
Reset.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Hey, do you talk much to Surfy by any chance? Think like, are you guys good friends or?
Yeah, him and I, we talk once in a while. Yeah, he's a really good dude. He keeps kind of his distance from the scene. There's a lot of wackiness that goes on around the competitive part of the scene, as you guys know. So he kind of keeps to himself. But I get in touch with him once in a while, and he seems to be doing very well.
And he's still quite he's competitive in the game at the moment. Like he's playing a lot.
No, he hasn't played in a year, as far as I understand. Yeah, he put up his last score, and he was done for then. I think he's waiting for me to beat him, and then he's going to come back. That's my guess.
Right, he's going to come back from vacation.
He's going to come back and
come back to work. Yeah.
Yeah. I look forward to it, by the way. So, yeah, if he's listening. Yeah.
Which record are you going for? Are you going to try to beat both, like Robbie's?
Well, it's 100 point
which is
difference.
Twin Galaxies.
Yeah.
Or Surfy's, which is Donkey Kong Forum.
I know. Well, that's an interesting thing, isn't it? The difference between the two is only 100 points.
Right.
I think it's 12727 and 12728 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I had somebody suggest I was going to get second, and somebody was like, he's going to get a 50-point barrel or something like that. Like somebody was trying to, I don't know, somebody was talking some trash, and they said, "Oh, I can't wait till Finkel gets second. He's so good." It was like a passive aggressive compliment, and they were like, "Wait a minute, first and second is everybody 100 points. How is he going to get second? I don't understand." Like,
good.
I would like to beat them both. Let's just say that I would like to beat them both.
it would really just be an idea of like
question.
doing the best that you can absolutely do, I suppose, and pushing yourself to your personal limit would really be the ultimate goal. And
that is the ultimate goal. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried too much about the record. The record, I think, is a byproduct of what I'm trying to do, which is just become the best I can possibly be at the game.
Of course,
which
man.
I think I'm far from that. So I can see, a lot of meat on the bone still. Like, there's all kinds of things that I'm not doing perfectly. Like, I don't know, it's just fun for me to chase. Like, I just want to chase that perfect game. And I think I'll know when I get it, but I can never quite say. But yeah, that's what I'm really, it's just, I want to just say that I untapped all the potential that I had on something, which happens to be Donkey Kong. And that's it, so.
Yep.
Nice. So then I guess you'd be thinking that another byproduct would be 1.3.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah. Really, like, just I was amazed when everybody started like breaking that 1.2 mark, and I just thought to myself, like, how much further what's the ceiling on this thing, man? And if somebody goes 1.3, it would just be like the most amazing thing. And yeah, like if that's what you can achieve, that's incredible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, myself, Surfy, Lakeman, and we've all paced 1.3 like halfway to a game. I think those guys have paced 1.3 fairly deep into a game, and something will go wrong, but it's possible. It's not this impossible thing that they thought it was maybe 5 years ago, maybe even like 3 years ago. Like, I think there was a time in maybe a couple of years before I got to the scene, everybody was talking about 1.2 being this ridiculously hard thing. And it is still a ridiculously hard thing, but don't get me wrong. It's an insane world-beating achievement to get 1.2. I just think that with some of like the refinement to certain strategies, like there's definitely an optimal way to like approach boards, but unfortunately a lot of it's not up to you. Like, you can only do your best. And one of my goals right now is to try to just become mistake free, which is like an impossible goal, right? But I'm still shooting for that, because I just want to finish a game, right, with doing the best I can. And it doesn't matter what the score is. If I did the best I could, I didn't make any mistakes, and I just keep doing that over and over again, eventually I hope I get a good RNG game and it pays off. But I think that was what Surfintizer's goal was. McCurdy, he's done like 40 1.2s, I think. So he would just play perfectly every game, and eventually it would pay off. So that's the route I'm trying to chase as well,
Yeah. Do you
insane.
Do you dabble with like the Crazy Kong or Donkey Kong Jr. or Donkey Kong 3 by any chance?
Yeah, I've played a Donkey Kong Jr. and I played a little Crazy Kong, not too much. But I kill screened those two games, I think, a few months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
That's right. That. Yeah.
On the same day, right?
It took you maybe 4 weeks or something, didn't it, think, to do Junior or something like
that? It took about 2 weeks. But it was 2 weeks. I don't know how to say it without sounding like an asshole. But
go right ahead. It's fine.
Rick. No, I mean, look, I had good teachers. I was talking to Bera every day. I was like,
you poor guy. Yeah,
I know.
Hey, Bera.
Yeah, that friggin' bastard. No, I love Bera. But Bera, he put out like that Junior guide. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. He's got like a guide to DK Junior on Twitch. Wow. Yeah, you can go back and watch that. And I was just talking to him every day. I was like, I can't figure this thing out or this thing out. He's like, oh, just try this. And yeah, no, I was streaming it, I think, every day for 2 weeks. And when I wasn't streaming, I was doing the things I told you guys. I was like practicing the chains like over and over.
Yeah.
And just trying to figure out how not to die. Like, I had no idea how to point press. I had people coming in there and they'd be like, how come you're not getting all these easy points? I'm like, I just want to get a kill screen. Like, my goal is to kill screen. So people are like, you're missing this fruit. I was like, I don't care. I just want to get to the end, man.
I saved it for you. Who cares?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, man, when I have a goal, that's it. I want to just hit that thing. I don't care about anything else. Like, if it's a kill screen, I just need to not die, right? Like, what's going to kill me, and just avoid those things, get to the end.
That sounds like Barra. Yeah. The whole
if I'm
not
ready
die
for a
thing.
million, if I'm ready for 1,000,000 points, okay, what do I have to do to get 1,000,000 points? I don't need to do what I have to do to get 1.1 million or 1.2 million. I want to do what I have to do to get 1,000,000 points. And I would just totally focus on the minimum thing I can possibly do. Which is a thing I tell some players like that are coming up, and you know, nobody likes to listen to me. So everybody likes to point press, man.
Yeah.
It's all about having fun. Like, seriously, like, you know, it's a game, it's a video game, it's a stupid video game, and you know, it's literally all about having fun, and if that's what you're doing, then that's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's true.
I agree with that. But,
what is your PB, Danny?
It's 391 or something like that at the moment. So yeah, I was so close to getting 400, and it was only, I did something stupid. I think it was like a barrel board, and that was it.
Nerves?
But, because I looked at my score, man, and like I was going so great, and then I think I did 2 lives in a row on the same board, and that was it.
Wow.
So that's how you do it, all right? Like, you don't really, like, if you're running a race, you don't look back and see where everyone is. You're meant to like keep your head down and just concentrate on what you're doing. Don't sort of look back and look at your score and go, "Whoa!" But I did that, and I got the speed wobbles, and
I think they call that a Neil Cans.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
When you die twice.
Yeah, dying twice.
That's doing a Neil.
Neil Cans. Yeah.
Neil, you're even closer. You're like 600.
Yeah, 600.
So you guys both can get kill screens if you slog away a bit.
Yeah, 100%. I think I will too, just to get literally get the monkey off the back, just hammer out some Donkey Kong, because it just sits there in the back of my mind, like, but I've been waiting for the right drive. Like, I just don't see a point of being half-assed about it, which I have been lately. I've been just doing a credit a day, which isn't enough time to really push it.
That isn't a bad thing either, though, because at least you're still playing the game, and it's still sort of, it doesn't go stale with you, because you still got that practice in, and after a while, all those hours are going to make a difference compared to someone like me, who's just, I'm going to have to start from the beginning again, pretty much, and it might not take as long, but it's I'm going to be nowhere near the sort of the spot that you're in. Like, I think before Kong Off last year, there was probably 50 or 60K separating us, I think, from memory, and that you're obviously ahead of me. But then, you've made this huge jump because you've played consistently, whereas I've just sort of, I got my attention drawn by shiny things and went in another direction. So I've got to now come back and take the time to, sort of refocus. So it'll be worth it, man. And I can't wait for you to do it. It's going to be amazing. And guess what we'll talk about on that next episode of Play It Up podcast when we do that.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, it's funny. At 600K, you kind of feel like you've got a good grip of the game. Like, I feel like you've got a good understanding of it. It's controlling nerves for me is a huge part of like a game that you find within a manual. I've toyed with my mind so much on springboards, especially.
Oh man!
I'm just like, you start that springboard, and like I kind of tell myself, like, just play it cool. Like, I almost feel like putting on like a blues soundtrack. Like,
play it cool, baby.
Just chill, Neil. Just chill. But easier said than done.
Yeah. Well, Justin, you said something interesting when you did your interview with Ursatzer, that you normalize big games. So you play, if you play, the more you play and the more you get close to your PB, it normalizes it and the nerves fall away. And that's definitely something I can relate to when I just kept getting bigger games. On my kill screen game, I wasn't that nervous, especially once I got past my PB of 700 and 1000 or something. I was just like, all right, everything else is bonus now. Just keep playing. And kill screen came with an extra man, not to brag, but you know.
That's solid. You're a 2-time kill screen. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, it's a double.
Yeah. Take that, Johnny.
I'll tell you, man. Like,
Lick it.
it's so true, normalizing it, but also like, yeah, like I've been super obsessed with the whole mental aspect of it, because you know, like you can acquire this, you're going to acquire the skills if you practice every day, if you're dedicated, like the skills are going to come naturally, right? Like as long as you're like analytical about how you die and how you can be better. But like, yeah, the big showstopper for me was always like the mental, like how nervous you get and like, you know, fatigue and all these different things. So like, I realized a while back, like I needed to become mentally super sharp. Like I needed to like put certain things out of my brain, like when I was playing, you know, that would just bring me down. And I just got obsessed with the whole mental aspect. And I was like reading a whole bunch of crap about it. And one of the things that stood out to me was how, you know, if you're anxious, like if you get really nervous and anxious, right, the chemicals, I guess, and I'm not like, I don't know like exactly what it is, but the chemicals, I guess, that are responsible for making you nervous and anxious are the same ones that are responsible for making you really excited. And like you can like trick yourself into thinking you're not nervous, you're really excited. And like you can see like an athlete before like a big event, like some world championship, they'll be like, oh man, I'm so excited about this. Like this is so exciting. You know they're crapping their pants, but like they're telling you how excited they are because they're convincing themselves that that's what it is. And so I try to do that, and I try to like be conscious of my breath and like stuff like that. I'm freaking reading about. You ever heard of Wim Hof? He's a dude. Yeah, he's a dude that like he ran like a half marathon in the Arctic without a shirt, barefoot. They call him like the Iceman or something like that.
Yeah,
and he's just,
they do.
Yeah, like I don't know. I was like, I gotta know like what the hell is wrong.
What an animal.
Yeah, so I bought his book.
Not only without a shirt, but like I don't need shoes.
Yeah,
yeah.
The dude is like, I'm like, man, if I could just like, if I could bring some of that to Donkey Kong, baby, it would be good. We'd be chilling.
Playing Donkey Kong without a shirt?
Yeah, no shirt,
like
no
something
shoes.
Alan would do.
Yeah, we've already got one.
Standing on top of your cabinet.
Good point.
Yeah.
No, but
on a shower chair.
Yeah, I know. He still uses that.
That's a ventilation, bro. It's fine.
Oh god.
Well, he needs it with the farts that he rips, man.
All the Brian Allen
ventilation.
Yep. Brian Allen.
Yummy. Yummy.
Yeah.
Delicious.
He's so funny.
That's our boy.
I love Alan, dude.
Sydney's
he's
own.
a good guy.
Yeah. He's awesome.
No, but to your point, Sean, like the whole normalizing thing, man, it's there's something to it. Like, you know, like when I first started getting, well, like wanting to have like the MAME record and like, okay, what do I got to do to get 1.2 and everything like that? Like there came a day when I started to get a pace that was on 1.2, and I was like, holy crap, you get super nervous and you're like, oh, this could be, and there's a lot of things that like can run through your mind. And, you know, there's two things I could think of, right? One is that I just need to keep doing that so that I'm used to it. And then eventually I started getting used to it. And, you know, I was like, okay, I'm on 1.2 pace, big deal. Like this happens every day. Like you want to like get to that point. And then the other thing that I started to learn was this thing called don't get attached to the run. And it's like a thing that like speedrunners will use where they, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever watched like speedrunners. They have like the little stop and stuff like that.
I do speedrun, so yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, there's splits. And, you know, if you ever have like a green split, means you're ahead of whatever you're targeting against, right? Or a gold split, your best split, then he knows. And you can get really psyched out if you're way ahead, right? Like you can be like, holy crap, this is the run. But you don't ever want to do that. You never want to think it's the run. You got to just act like it's just any other run. And it's like, it's a mental thing. So that's what I've been trying to do with Donkey Kong too. It's like, oh my God, I'm on this like 1.3 pace. It's like level 10 and then I choke it all away. So I'm trying to like get myself into that space where I just totally becomes normal to be on that. That's the direction I'm trying to go.
So don't get attached to the run and pretend you're excited instead of shitting yourself. That's good.
Exactly. If there's anything you can take
I'm
away
so
from
excited.
Exactly.
Like, but it's true. It is true. Like my buddy Vince, shout out to you, Vince. I don't think he listens, but he was feeling really anxious before going up for his first open mic, playing guitar and like singing. Like there's an open mic at a comedy club, but you can do anything you want. It's actually, that's an open mic for music, but there's also comedy there. Anyway, he was super nervous before going up, but he was saying like, yeah, I got to tell myself I'm just excited. I'm excited because he had heard the same thing as you, Justin, that it's the same and you can trick your brain a bit. And it totally makes sense, right? It's just how you frame it mentally. And maybe it is actually different scientifically slightly, but I think it's a very similar feeling. So
it's really easy
next
to read
time
about.
you're shitting yourself,
Hard to do.
It's easy to read about. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm too excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
So excited. Yeah, I think that's helpful for sure.
Yeah.
I'll use
try
that
it. Yeah,
my
definitely.
Tetris playing.
I did read this one thing, not going back to the Iceman, but I did read one thing that he said, which I don't know what it's supposed to do yet, but I actually was trying it last night when it was -8. I was like, it couldn't help to try it. He says, if you breathe in more air than you breathe out for like 2 minutes, you'll get some kind of clarity, or you'll feel like, I don't know, something. And I don't know what it means, and that's all I got for you, but maybe give it a shot and let me know how it goes. But I was trying to do it last night. Maybe I wasn't as cold. I don't know. It's hard to say, but yeah, he calls it the Wim Hof method. If you watch him do it, he's like freaking out. He's like sitting, and just going, and it looks ridiculous. But hey, man, I'm willing to try anything. If I can withstand -10 degree weather, doing some weird thing, then hell yeah.
Nice. Sounds like he could be onto something there.
He might be.
I've seen that too, where he's doing is like he has kind of like a big audience, and he practices and shows how to do the breathing. It's pretty intense.
You got to get him over to Donkey Kong, man. Somebody want to hit him up?
Yeah, shit.
Give him a call.
Maybe he could
him and Eminem
be the next whole.
We're on to like Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
He's the next guy who's going to be onto Donkey Kong. He was posting that stuff on Facebook the other day. I barely go on Facebook anymore at all, but I was scrolling through because I use it for Marketplace to look at all the shit cabs that everybody sells around my area, and like occasionally there's gold, but more often than not, this post came up and I read it, and Will Wheaton's playing Donkey Kong as well. I think he's on sort of mid-80s at the moment, so he's about to get like the pain of the level 4 springs before him. So best of luck to him for that. It's where the learning begins.
Eminem does some dabbling in Donkey Kong as well. I think his best is like, it was ages ago when I saw his last PB. It was like 400K when I was watching. So
that's crazy, huh?
Pretty amazing.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to see him get back into it, man. Ugh.
True. I've got some questions that I've written down here from me and some of the other guys. I think maybe was it you, Dennis, who added to that?
Yeah. Also if it's a dumb question, it was probably written by me. So see if you can tell which questions I wrote compared to which ones Shaun wrote.
No, I'm not answering that.
Not answering.
We've got a quick one from Mike actually. The tag of RayFinkel. How did that come about?
Yeah.
Tell us, Fig Daddy.
There's really not much of an origin story, boys. I'll tell you. It's so you remember I was telling you I played Halo competitively, and I had an alias that I went under on that, and it was like Shuhan, and just some Japanese word. I think it meant leader or something like that. I made it when I was a kid, and I was like, whatever. And I stuck with it. It was my alias for a long time, right, online. And I think it was back in like the Justin TV days and like early Twitch, where I was pretty opinionated on Halo, and like Call of Duty was out, and I was like, I don't know. I guess you could say I was kind of toxic at the time. I was just like, oh, Call of Duty sucks. Halo's so much better. Like Halo takes so much more skill, and Call of Duty's crap. And I was like, one day I was like, I know this is not what you guys expected to hear about this alias, but I was like, man, I just kind of want to be anonymous. Like I want to, you know, not necessarily say terrible things, but I was just like, I don't really want to like have that come back to my Halo name and saying like Call of Duty sucks and all this crap. So I was just like, well, Ace Ventura is a great movie. I really liked it as a kid, and RayFinkel's a really funny name. So that's basically it. I think in like 2010 or 11, I was just like, I'm just gonna put in RayFinkel. It was available. Actually, it's spelled wrong, by the way. Yeah, the other one was already taken, so I had to get the wrong spelling. And then Twitch came around, and I was just like still on that name. I was just logged onto it because it just kept me logged in. And eventually I was just like following every channel that I could, like just stuff I was interested in. And before I knew it, I was following like 40 channels. And I was like, I don't think I followed anybody on my other account. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm stuck with this account. Like I'm following all these channels, like whatever. And then, yeah, eventually I played Donkey Kong. I was like, oh, this is my Twitch name now. So
yep.
Just put it out, man.
So here we are. That's great.
I tried changing it last year. I actually did change it last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, to some other Japanese name, and they weren't having it. Nobody was having it. Everybody's just like, you can't. That's not.
Bring back Ray.
You got to bring back Ray. And the thing that sucked about it was you can't change your name back for 6 months if you change it. Well, actually, it's 2 months. But you can't change it back to the name you had before. You can change your name every 2 months to something else, but you can't change it back to what it was for 6 months.
Oh man.
So yeah, I was somebody else for 6 months, and it was rough times, man. Rough.
Glad to have you back.
Lost your whole identity.
No, I appreciate it. No,
laces out. Laces out.
Yeah. Every time I show up in the stream, somebody's got to be like, I know that movie, dude. I know it. These ones say laces out, man. I know it. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, man.
You get excited. I'm like, yeah. Freaking Turpentine. That guy is a riot. Like I remember showing up for the first time in his stream, and he was like, man, RayFinkel, that's the best name ever. And I was like, well, can you tell me what Ace Ventura was saying to RayFinkel's dad when he showed up? And just off the top of the cuff, he's just like, soccer style player, graduated Collier High 1972, former nickname the Mule. He just did the whole thing. Like, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, man.
And he was perfect. And I was like, I told him, I said, I'm going to send you like 5 subs if you tell me what Ace Ventura says. And he rattles it out perfectly without missing a beat. So I know there's no way he was Googling it or anything like that. Freaking dude, man. But wow. Yeah, that's the
props. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That would have made you feel a bit more connected too to like Donkey Kong, right? Because there's like amazing players like having this interaction with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the cool thing. Like, you know, I remember when I was first talking to like Wes Copeland, and he's become a good friend of mine. And, you know, back then I was like, man, this guy is like royalty, you know, and it was really cool to interact with like the top guys and get to know them and come up in the scene. You realize they're just normal dudes, just, you know, they're not any different. But no, it was cool. Those guys were so good. They're so nice to me, like coming up. And so I try to like, you know, learn from their example and then be nice to players that, you know, maybe ask me for stuff, or, you know, how can I do this, or how can I get better at this? I try to, you know, put videos together and, you know, just help people wherever I can. But yeah, like it's a pretty cool scene, man. Like it's got its weird drama for sure, but most of the people are freaking awesome. So
yeah, I agree. Overall, everyone's super like supportive. If you get a PB, you're asking questions, you're doing this. Yeah. People are just happy to help, and they just want to see you win. I think you said that to Ursat's Cats. Like, people just want to see you win. No one's there. Like most people, like 99% of people aren't there to like see you fail. They want to see you, that smile on your face when you get a PB, or like when you learn springs for the first time when it actually clicks. Like,
yeah,
that's just awesome.
The little things along the way, kind of what make it fun as well. When you start to get to the point where you get a little more skill and you can get out of stuff that would just roll you when you first start playing. You'd think, oh man, I get like there's like 2 double barrels when you can't jump them. Like, what do you do? And like, how do you get out of the way of this? And you learn your wall jumps and where to run up and down your ladders and get out the way and all that sort of cool stuff. And then you watch other people do that and they learn it for the first time, and you're like, because you're so stoked for them because you know like how scary it is, and it's cool to see someone like, yes, did you see what I did? And you're like, yeah, man, it's awesome.
So
clip it for them. And
the wall jump, man, like that's my favorite thing. If I do like a sick wall jump, like over like 4 barrels that there's no other way to get past it, I love it. That's such a good feeling. What would be your most satisfying move or like thing in Donkey Kong, Justin?
Man, I don't know if it's like one particular thing or anything like that. Wall jumps are freaking awesome. Like when you have an impossible combo in front of you, there's no way, you have no choice to wall jump, like, and you hit the wall jump perfectly. Like that's very satisfying. Yeah, I don't know if you can beat that.
When there's like frames in it when you have to jump, and then like you've got barrels right on your 6, you jump, and then you land, and it's like pixels in it as the last barrel goes down. You land, and
it looks like you're gonna fall and die, and then you go boom,
or it looks like you should have been hit, but you don't, and you're still standing there, and you're like, I love that.
And if you're not ready for it, you can almost die straight away after.
Oh yeah, that's normally when I do. Yeah,
still alive. I love that. A good fireball jump is great too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a death spot. A lot of times it's a death sentence. Like when you pull off like a pro, we call them like a pro play, like a montage play. Like you just did something crazy and your heart's pounding. You gotta be really careful for like the next 5 seconds after that, because you might do something really dumb because you're just freaking out about what you just did. So yeah.
I saw Alan do that the other day. I tuned in and he like pulled some bullshit off. And he's like, oh, did you see that? Did you see that? You fucking bastard. And he died like straight up.
Yep. I know that feel.
It was hilarious.
I think I was watching like your last PB run as well, Fink, and that I think it was maybe 21-5. And there was like, I think there was fireball right on top level, and you had to like barrel and fireball over on the top girder to get to the ladder and the stage. And I was like, try and maintain your composure around that when you've done so well. It must be hard to stay excited when that happens. Like, man, amazing.
Well, that wasn't too bad because I was pissed that whole game. Like I was so far ahead of my PB pace halfway through the game, and it just fell apart. And at the end, I was like, I'm going to beat my PB by like 1,000 points. So I was like, I didn't even care. I for the first time at the end of the game, I had like 0 nerves. I was just pissed. I was so annoyed.
Cool.
And fireball went up top. I was like, whatever. I don't care if I die to you. And I got past them. So it's always nice to get a PB, but I think it was like a 2,000 or something like that PB, which is a PB. Should be happy about it, but I wanted to crush it. Next time.
At that level though, 2,000's a lot.
Oh man, if 100 points is a lot. Like I remember talking to Matt about I think it's around the time when he was close to Hank's score, and that I think I was saying there was like a little quip about like, it's just 100 points, who cares? And Matt's like, 100 points matters, man. Like it's 1 barrel's difference, and that's the difference between getting your high score and moving up the ladder and not. And I'm like,
crying.
I never thought about it like that. But
he fell shy of Hank by 100 points. That's why I think he said that. And actually, when I got the MAME record, I beat it by 100 points. So it's like it's a lot of points,
man.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It matters in the end. Yeah.
It's just funny. Like you think about all the things that you could have done in the game to get 100 extra points. It's like so small, but it adds up.
Oh yeah.
To To your point before, where you mentioned that you were pissed, so you didn't have nerves. Maybe that's another thing. You like kind of want to die because you're mad. So it's like the Hulk, you know, you just stay angry. And then you're never gonna like transform.
That's true.
I did that at Kong Off, dude. Yeah, like I was so mad at Kong Off. That's why I actually PB'd, because I had a few games that were just ridiculously low, like deaths on 1-1, and I was so angry at myself, and I think at that point I wanted a decent game, even if it was just something that was close to my PB. That was okay, but that just it took the nerves completely away. I was so mad, and like anytime anything would come up, it made me approach things differently, and you'd get something that would normally make you nervous, and I'm just like, no, not happening. No. And go and do your stuff, and then it makes it so much easier to go and do like just normal stuff. And ended up getting a PB out of it, and I was amazed like how much of a difference that mindset makes. So I think that's why I find it so interesting what you're saying, think like about approaching it and like having the different mindset about it. It really makes a difference. It did for me, for sure.
Yeah, and to that point, like another thing I've been telling myself is to be competitive. Like whenever I am focused on just destroying the game, like trying to get as many points as I can, I'm not really nervous. I only get nervous when I desperately want to get to the end, or I don't want to die. Like whenever I'm trying to stay alive, I get nervous. But if I'm just competing and I'm like playing the game, like my game, I don't get nervous. And so like one of the things I've been telling myself is just like play your game, like, you know, and that goes along with not getting attached to that specific game either. Like you just play your game and that's it. Nothing else matters. And again, it's easier said than done, but it's helped me for sure to just say like, just compete. And when I do that, I'm not like one of the reasons I got a 2000 PB instead of like a 15,000 PB is because toward the end I was trying to just stay alive, and on top of that I was getting really some bad RNG, and it was just not good. So that was a really good lesson actually for me to only beat my PB by a little bit, because going forward that's not going to happen again. I learned a very valuable lesson not to just try to phone it in, like just to get to the end. Like I need to continue to compete, and doing that has multiple benefits. Like not only are you going to get a better PB, but I won't be as nervous probably, and you know, things like that. But yeah,
for sure,
I'm all about those mental games, man. It's just so big. Like you can be as good, you can be the best player. If it's not going on between here, like forget about it. Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's
agreed. I think we're all better players than our PB shows. You know what I mean? Like we always have more potential than our scores show. Dennis. I'm actually worse.
Dude, Denny, if you get 300 something, you can get a kill screen. Like that shows that you can get a kill screen. Like no doubt about it.
I know. We'll see.
Seriously.
See.
You can do it, mate.
Yep.
Excited.
Oh, Neil's next in line. Neil, then Mike, and maybe a little down the line. We'll see.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah. And then Alan's mill as well. It's like it's right there. So close.
He's gotten real close to a mill, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's like on
this is his year,
high
man.
900s.
990 something.
Yeah, he was
God damn. Yeah.
I think he was like 992.
He switched to what you were saying, Justin, that I think he switched to just trying to survive because he wanted to get another kill screen. He didn't keep playing.
That's the biggest thing. It's like he always starts off, most of the time he starts off he's right on pace, but he reverts to desperation tactics pretty early. Like he will try to just stay alive, and as a result, he's not getting as many smashes with his bottom hammer or his top hammer. He's just trying to climb, and he's steering everything away instead of trying to get 3 points on the way up. Like Alan's very close. He just has to do a couple of small things and he'll get it. And I think he can do it, like, you know, but it's all going to be between the ears, you know.
Yeah,
he can do it. Skill wise, he can do it. He's shown that he can do it. But man, it's just it's mental warfare. It's a stupid video game, but we all know, like, that game it's brutal upstairs. So yeah.
So funny. So funny we get stuck on these milestone numbers, or even my case, like, well, you know, I'm just going for a kill screen, so I don't even know why I get so tracked on my score. I've been trying to look just at my levels instead of the actual score that I'm producing now, just so I can be like, okay, you know, I need to get to that 14, 15th level instead of, you know, my score doesn't matter. Like, literally not what I'm calculating, but it sits there as like 600,000. I thought, look, those 700,000 games, like you just start freaking out.
Yeah, but you know, your score sits there pretty prominent front and center. You've got one player score and then high score right in front of you, and the level is like the tiny little blue text down there. So yeah.
Think about it like this, Neil. Like, if you just get to the end, you're going to have a massive PB, no matter what you do. Like, it's going to be in the 800,000s at least. So think about it like that. You get your kill screen and you have a gigantic PB. So
yeah, true.
Oh yeah, you could do the Tanya method. Tanya, she puts a tape over her score, right?
Yeah,
she did that at Kong Off too.
Yep, had some masking tape and some paper there, and just put it on the bezel so that she couldn't see her score. It's genius.
Yeah, right. It's within the rules. It's not performance enhancing drugs,
no,
according to the Kong Off rules.
That's not enhancing shit. You're like blocking your screen in places to not be able to see it. That, if anything, that's like trick shot shit to be able to like
true.
You know, block off a bit of the screen. It's cool, man.
I think it's great. It's smart.
It's good.
I thought about doing it, but I was like, I want to push past that mental barrier. I want to know the score and be okay with it, you know. I gotta know.
I actually want to adjust
for us, so
I want to adjust the HPOS on my CRT to move the scores up so that like the cutoff is like just below where the scores are. So then all I can see is just the boards, and then after that, you know, you're just playing the game, aren't you? So you don't even know
That's interesting, man.
Don't know what level you're on. So I was planning on trying that, but to do that, I'm gonna have to like pull my cab out and adjust it with a little remote board and stuff. So I'll try it, but yeah, it's kind of motivation.
You just gotta get excited, Danny. Just get excited.
I'm excited now, mate.
Excited. Oh boy.
All right.
All right. Next question. How much do you play per week or per day? What would you say? Do you want to divulge that information?
Well, it'd be on Twitch pretty much anyway, right?
No, sadly, there's a lot of practice behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. I mean, it depends on what. Like right now, I'm on cab, so I'm putting in a lot of hours just to get used to it. But I mean, I want to get the world record, so I just got to keep. You know, I would say, like, from the time I started till today, every day I put in at least 3 hours, maybe. And that's not like all just playing. That's like watching film, and I think that's a big thing too. Is like watching my film, watching better players, and just a combination of all that stuff. Like I spent so much. I've probably spent almost as much time watching gameplay as I have actually practicing and playing. And that for me is the massive thing. Yeah, I mean, you just learn so much from that. But between that, I would say like probably average about 3 hours a day. And I probably think about it more than that because I'm a loser and I don't got much going. No, but I mean, I work full time. I do IT consulting work, and so you know, I'm working 8 to 5, and I'm trying to squeeze in like a level or two on a trainer, you know, during the day, and then at night I'll put in a couple levels. My big thing about practice is that I start on a level 5 and I just play till like level 7 or 8, and that's it, and I just repeat that like every day, and that's probably the best thing that I could have done, is because level 5 is the same across the rest of the game. Like the rest of the game is level 5, like 5 through 21 are all the same in terms of difficulty. So I would just do that over and over. And when I get a chance, I'm squeezing in a level 5, you know, and I've played a lot of games offline, but I've played a lot of games on stream too. It's too many hours, man. It's too many hours. That's the answer. That's the short
Kind
answer.
of 3 hours a day, 21 hours a week. That's not too much. Probably less than Tekio.
That's like a full day out of every week almost.
Sometimes it's a lot more, and sometimes it's a little bit less, but it's usually around 3 hours at least. And now I want to up that a little bit because I just want to get this freaking thing done. Like,
right.
I want to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
You only have so much time, right? And like, am I gonna be is something like I don't want to be weird, but like it's something like what if something happened to me, or like what if I injured my hand or something like that? Like what if I couldn't play? Like I only have so much time. I'm getting better and better right now. I might as well like put everything I got into it, just get it done.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, don't want to regret not getting the record if something were to happen. Like so.
Yeah,
I know that's kind of a morbid way to think about it.
No, not at all, man. You've got it up there.
Smart.
Just got to snap it off, and that's it. You're there. So can't wait. It's going to be awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Next question would be, what's after getting the world record, or is it not the world record that you're going for? Like you said before, you want to get as best as you can. So once you feel like you've reached that,
I definitely
goal,
want the record. Let's not beat around the bush there. I want that freaking record. But yeah, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I think what would be cool is if I got the record and the pressure was off, and I want to see how good I would be without any pressure.
You want the record, and then you want to see like how much it changes, like what score you can get when there's no pressure, because you're already the king. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah. King Matt.
King of the North.
King of the North. No, I just think, without the pressure of the record, like, I think I could probably put up some serious damage. I mean, I'm still gonna play pretty similar anyway, but if I got the record, I would start being so risky. Like I would just play so unbelievably risky, just to why not, And if that game were to get to the end, that'd be awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. And that's fun. Look, the bottom line is I'm still having fun with it. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't do it. Period. Like, I know that sounds crazy. Like, how the hell am I still having fun with this game? But I do. I'm every day I'm finding a way to get like 0.01% better every single day. Like I'm seeing one new thing like every day. Like, oh, I can do this just a little bit. Yeah, I can be in this position when I do this thing, or I could I can steer this thing so that in 5 seconds after that, like I can do this thing a little bit better. Like it's always something that I'm like finding, and that makes it super fun for me, And if I ever stop improving, I probably will not find it as fun. So, yeah.
Every little thing you learn is a little victory. So,
yeah, that's
keeps you
the
going.
biggest thing about Donkey Kong, man. Like all your deaths, all that crap that happens to you when you're playing it's not failure. It's just like another step toward winning, really. Like if you look at it that way, like it's cheesy, but it's true. Like if you die, like all your deaths are kind of like a gift to you in terms of knowledge. Like you're like, oh, I didn't know I could die that way, or like it could be some kind of unique death that gives you perspective on what you should be doing differently. Like a lot of people get really mad when they die, myself included, but it's like they're all useful. It's all useful if you approach it that way. So
do you think you've ever is there any kind of things you've learned within the game with the scores that you're getting that you think you have found yourself, like you haven't learned it from somebody else, but literally like you're evolving the game of how to play Donkey Kong at this kind of level?
I think I'm doing a couple things that are pretty unique. I don't know that I've discovered anything unique, but I think I've started a couple of moves that nobody was really doing, and so I think that's always fun. Like to
exciting. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And Barra, that bastard, has innovated like 3 moves. So I got like a Barra hop and all these stupid moves, and we got to name them after him because he discovered them. But he's very innovative. But no, that's one of the coolest parts of the game. If you can come up with something like nobody else is doing, I'm definitely searching for stuff like that. But it's just so optimized. It's a 40-year-old game. Like it's
and it's been played the hell out of. Like it's the most played game, but that's still cool that you're tweaking or even just the fact that you're looking for that shit's really awesome, man.
Yeah. It's fun.
Awesome. We'll have to name something after you. Maybe the Finkel flop.
The Finkel hop.
I think that Duke, DZN Duke, I don't know if you guys have seen him in the Twitch chats. Super nice guy. I talk to him all the time. He's very innovative, very creative, and great player. He's got his own move. The one thing that I think I did that nobody was really doing until I did it was on the springs. So you know how on the springboard, the elevators, you can go to the top right, and there's that prize in the top right. And a lot of players will skip it because it's not a gigantic gain of points. But if you go up there, you're kind of going in between springs, you're grabbing the prize and you're jumping back. Well, on that jump back, I'm kind of jumping underneath the spring to get over to the left side faster. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me do that, but it was a thing that people knew about, but nobody was really doing it beyond level 5. And I think Duke called it like the Finkel exit or something like that. So I got one move to my name. So I'm looking for number 2.
The Finkel is nice.
I think he called it that. I don't know. I doubt anybody else in the world ever calls it anything like that. But yeah.
Well, we'll start saying it. We'll make it a thing. The Finkel exit.
Awesome. I love it.
Very cool.
I'll look for it. I think I know what you mean, because like I was watching your last PB video on Twitch, and I was watching you on springs, and like you're doing some stuff that was like crazy, and like watching you top shelving it and going for the prize every time, and as you have to, but man, like where my game is now, and like watching you play, I'm just like, wow, it's amazing. So
a lot of work, man.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't recommend it.
Lots of hours, man. Wow. No.
Is there any other games that you'd like to compete in once you're done with Donkey Kong, or are you going to live the good life?
Yeah.
Shout out to Simple Pack, living the good boy. I don't know, man. Like I still play like I bought a PS5 like 6 months ago. I like to chase like trophies and achievements and stuff like that. That's always fun. Competitively, I want to speedrun something. I did actually speedrun Double Dragon 2 like a year ago. I did that for a couple of weeks, and the leaderboard's only like 20 people, I think, and I got into like the top 10 pretty quick, and that was fun.
Nice.
But I was like, yeah, it's a very super duper small thing, but man, just like I don't know, just Denny, like it's super fun. Like just beating it like 10 seconds faster, 5 seconds faster, like it's super satisfying to like optimize a speedrun.
I chose Castlevania for speedrunning, and like that's one of the most popular ones.
Ridiculous. Oh yeah. I've been watching JC play it every day again. I don't know if you've seen him before, but he's a previous record holder trying to get it back.
Yeah. I think who's the other guy? Argus or someone like that was one of the guys who is like up there, and it shifts places like pretty frequently. But yeah, I think I'm about 130th or something like that. I'm way down.
That's really good though for Castlevania. That's a popular title.
It's super fun though, like learning how to do just those little things that increase your time by just that little bit. And like again, like it's the little things like that are really the draw card for me, like being able to do this move that's called like what's called the bat crit, where you have you're on level 1 and you have to fight the vampire bat as like the first like enemy, like boss fight, and you have to stay on the staircase, and there's like a 1/64th of a second frame that you've got to be able to swing the vampire killer, and you have to hit it at the exact same frame that it hits you, and then its gauge just disappears and it saves you like 10 seconds or something like that.
Wow.
So trying to learn that. I can't really do it frequently. I managed to pull that off at Netherworld last time we were there, when like you, me, and Mike managed to pop in that time, and yeah, they had it on one of the consoles there, and I was like, Mike, usually you can do this thing where like if you hit the bat like and you hit it at the same time, it just like disappears. And I did it, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that. And Mike's like, hey, cool, man, nice work.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Mike's like, didn't get how tough that is.
It's a thing. Yeah, it's still a fluke for me. So yeah, and I just love that. So like watching your time sort of reduce a little bit, and it's about chasing those green numbers for sure. And yeah, I kind of dig that. Like I didn't think that would be something that would appeal to me. And like talking to a friend of the podcast here, Mark Bell. Mark speedruns Ghouls and Ghosts, and I think he does that on Mega Drive and on arcade. And yeah, so he was sort of telling me like the cool things about speedrunning, and so I got into it because like he was doing it, and yeah, it's really fun. So yeah, it's cool that you're into that, man. What title do you think that you play enough to be able to want to do that? Do you think that you'll do Double Dragon 2 a bit more, or?
I don't know, man. I've made friends with some really good speedrunners. Like I don't know if you know Andrew G. He's he's actually the first person to ever get 5 minutes in Mario 1, and he's had like the Mario 1, 2, all kinds of records. He's always shown up in Summoning Salt's videos.
I have heard of him. I can't think of any of his runs specifically though, because there are so many like amazing speedrunners out there that I guarantee I would have seen one of his speed runs, and like I think if we looked at one of them now, I'd be like, oh yeah, that one. But
well, he was like an OG in the scene. Like back in 2005, he was doing all this stuff before anybody was even speedrunning, and he was coming up with all these strategies and just doing stuff that was completely unique. And I've talked to, he actually, we're kind of sync up, I think, and try to go to Fun Spot and play some games there. But I think I'm gonna pick his brain and ask him, like, because he knows everything there is to know about speedrunning. And just, I don't know. I played a lot of NES games when I was a kid. I think some of the ones that appeal to me are like the Mega Man series.
Cool.
Yeah, Mega Man, or like maybe I would have done Super Mario 1, but now that game's completely broken.
Man, I don't think there's much like. I think the ceiling's probably been met on that one by now, but it's still fun to play and to learn. Like
sure,
get and skill up.
Yep. No, I was trying to flagpole glitch on Super Mario 1 like a while back. I couldn't do it. I was like, how the hell are they doing it? I'm watching the guides and like I couldn't figure it out.
No.
But idea of that is super appealing to me. Like just to like master that kind of a thing. And like Castlevania, like I was watching Summoning Salt's video on it. I think he had it like a year ago. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it described all the different things that you have to do in Castlevania, like back crit. That game is super tough.
Yeah, you have to get your damage boosts just right in every spot, and learn the cave skip, which I still can't do yet, because there's like about 3 or 4 things you have to get perfect, and you have to get your timing frame perfect as you get up on top of this platform to damage boost on top of the cave. And man, I'd love to be able to do that just once.
Who the hell finds these things, man? Like how does somebody just think of that? Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
ball clips and stuff in Mario. Like
it reminds me of like when you play like OG Super Mario Brothers, and like back in the days before you discover anything like the internet didn't really have any guides or anything, because it was sort of pre-internet days, and you find Warp Zone in 1-2, and you're like, oh my god, I can run along the top. What is this? And then you see the numbers. And you're like, it's like the coolest thing, and like just you don't really think to find those things. You kind of just screw around and find things by accident. And I just it's those little things again. I love that stuff, man. It's so cool.
You want to see like the most go ahead, Sean.
No, you're right. Think Daddy first.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if you guys ever want to see the most broken speed run ever, go on YouTube and search for. You guys have played the Dragon Quest games before? Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest?
Nope.
I know it. I haven't played it, but yeah.
Well, it's like it's an OG RPG from like the 80s. Like it's basically like it was Final Fantasy before Final Fantasy. And anyway, there's a guy named Ness Cardinality, NES Cardinality, and he's, you know, if you guys have ever watched those awesome games done quick on Twitch,
Yeah,
AGDQ,
GDQ,
yeah, he shows up at one of these and he's playing Dragon Warrior 1, and like it's insane how much he knows about the game. Like I can't even describe to you guys. Just look it up after this, like Dragon Warrior 1 NES Cardinality, AGDQ. It's the craziest
I will do that.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I don't even want to go into it. We'll talk about it later. It's crazy. It's crazy diversity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll look out for your speed runs in the future, whatever you choose to run.
It might be a while.
Yep. Castlevania, get onto it. OG NES. It's so fun, man. Like, yeah, it's really good.
The Donkey Kong forum has like I forget what the title is, but I know Barra's really good at it, where it kind of gives you like tiers over completing certain parts of like the 4 Donkey Kong games.
Yeah.
Does that show any interest to you, considering you've finished 3 of them? So if you did DK3, you would actually be quite up there in the tiers, I believe.
Yeah, you just have to play DK3. That's all.
And I played a little DK3, and I was not a big fan.
Right.
No, it's an okay game.
Sorry, Barra.
Yeah, there's a beast, man. I definitely am interested. I find that as soon as I start playing something like that, I kind of lose my. You got to play like Donkey Kong every freaking day. Like,
yeah.
To maintain like a certain skill set, like at least when you're pressing for like 1.2 plus, it's just stupid. Like everything is so specific and exact. Like when I start playing other like DK variants, for some reason I get kind of screwed up a little bit for a few days, and I'm like my timing is a little bit off. Like Junior was really fun. I really enjoyed that, but like going back to DK, I was like what am I playing? Like what is this game? Like everything's different.
Yep.
But it's totally worth it. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'll probably play DK3 eventually. I have to get a million points to be like rank D or something like that. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not covered over what the ranks are, but like to get like to the top ranks, it's just absolutely incredible. Like you have to finish all 4 in like the one day or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
Sarah's the only person that has a rank A, which is it's like 1.13 in DK, I think 1.3 in DK Junior, 750 in Crazy Kong, and something in DK3 hard mode. I forgot what it was, but he's got all those, and so he's the only person in the world that has rank A. And there's a tier above that called rank S, where you have to do everything in rank A within 24 hours.
Yeah, crazy.
Which sounds really, that definitely appeals to me. I just have to learn Junior. I have to learn how to get 1.3 in Junior, and I have to learn how to play DK3. I think Crazy Kong's probably not the hardest thing. Like it's basically DK, like the DK light kind of thing. But yeah, are you guys gonna do that?
Screen that.
Little rank A, boys.
No,
at the end of the year.
Crazy Kong.
I'd like to, but I don't think I've got the skill level for that. I'll just focus on DK for now.
Yeah, I kind of find I have trouble focusing on games for that long, and I get really frustrated, and it doesn't become fun, and then I have to go and do something else for a while. But I do come back to it, and when I do, I feel a bit more energized to go in and have another try. And so, trying to do some sort of achievement like that, man, that'd be some work for me, definitely. Like just,
I think it's really cool that it exists, that you can do that.
Oh, man, and my hat goes off to someone like Barra who can do that, and probably do it every day of the week if you wanted. To be honest,
I'm pretty sure we have a couple of like players that are on that list, like lower level, but like I know I'm pretty sure Kibby's on there and Shane Saul.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty decent players. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy good. One day.
What's it called? That that section?
It's like achievements or something like that. I don't know.
Check.
I'd have to look.
I'm pretty sure it's done by the Donkey Kong forum.
Yep,
Yeah, it is. But I can't remember what it's called.
I can't either. What is it called?
Milestone achievements?
That might be it. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, it's you gotta go under other high score lists, and you'll see the DK Masters information and submission thread.
DK Masters, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Very cool. Okay.
Yep.
Next question here. Must be getting pretty late for you, Justin.
Yeah.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Yep.
See if you can tell who this question is from. What do you recall as being your biggest challenges in learning the game as you have, and were they an external influence, or was it certain elements of the game itself?
It's 3 a.m. for you now, so like probably should have been asked like earlier. Sorry.
No, man. So what can you?
So your biggest challenges in learning the game, whether it was like an external influence to learning the game, like say learning to play on certain hardware, or whether it was like an internal sort of issue with learning Donkey Kong, like as like your biggest challenge, like if it was a particular part of the game or certain elements of the game that were a problem, like what were the biggest hurdles for you in sort of getting to where you are?
Well, the big hurdles are just, I mean, there's so much to learn in that game. Like it is so much deeper than most people realize. Like there's just so much that you can control, and you might know how to control something somewhere, but you don't realize that you can control it in this position, or you don't realize you can control it at this time. And I guess the hardest thing is to just figure out what all those things are. Like easy example, like really high level easy example is like when you're climbing a ladder on a barrel board, you can steer the barrels. You can still steer the barrels, like learning that little piece of knowledge makes you exponentially better, right? Like as you're climbing, steer that one off the top right down the right side, like that little thing, or jumping left and steering right, so that you can continue to progress through the board while still steering things away. Like little things like that are all over the place, and they're just like, once you figure them all out, it's a matter of putting them together. But I guess the biggest challenge was figuring them all out, and then now the biggest challenge is like, how do I get through each board as optimally as I can? Like, how do I have the most efficiency on each board? And so like what I'm doing is I'm searching for ways to like there's certain ways, and I don't want to draw this out, like bore the hell out of you guys, but like there's like certain ways to maneuver through a board where you can get X amount of points in this spot, but you have to sacrifice them in another spot, or vice versa. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out what points I need to ignore for the sake of getting more points at a different point in time. And like, and an easy example for that would be like when you're climbing the barrel boards, right? And you're making your way to the top hammer, like there's you can create combos on the way up, right? You can create 300s on the way up, and like stack 2 barrels together to get 300 points, keep climbing. But if you had to go out of your way a little bit to get that 300 points, and then you start climbing, and now you can't get up to the top hammer as fast as you normally would, well, was that 300 points that you originally got worth it? Or should I have ignored that for the sake of getting to the top so I can start grouping right away? And those are like deeper questions that are really tough to answer, because you never quite know what the best play was, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. So that's the big challenge right now.
Wow.
Which points do I ignore? Which points do I go for? And I think I've got it pretty much figured out. I just need to execute. And now I'm on an arcade machine, so I have to I'm learning the mechanics of that too. So it's a couple things going on, but again, it's fun. So
That's really cool, man. Like, just
yeah. The stress of like working this shit out, man, is insane. Like, just not that just the stress, but like just trying to work that clock as much as you can to your advantage. That's a whole nother level, eh? That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do the thing that's the easiest thing to do that's going to give me the most points. And that way I can repeat it over and over again. And yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing about DK is that like for example, like Robbie and John play they have fairly different strategies, but they're still scoring right about the same, right? So it means that one specific way is not the be all end all. And I play differently than both of them. I'm kind of like a combination of them. And like that's the thing that's like really cool about it, is like, you know, there's no one right way or wrong way. But I am searching for that optimal way. And I don't know if it exists or where it is, but that's what I'm chasing. So that's the big challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Would
And
depend
then
on
all the other boards can get stuffed because there are a lot of RNG freaking pirates, man.
Yeah, a lot of it would depend on playing style as well, I suppose, and that you can see it when you watch different people stream that, you know, they sort of go for different opportunities a lot more, and that, you know, there is an overall sort of theme, but like, yeah, everyone's got their own little flair, and I really like that, watching different people play and getting that. It's pretty awesome, man. I love that.
Yeah, you might watch like Dean Saglio. You might watch him group 3 barrels, jump them, go back down, jump that same 300, or jump that same group of 3, go back down, jump that same group of 3. And it's big points, but I might ignore that because I think that getting to the top faster, and then when you're in the top, you guys watch people group near that hammer where they just group 300, go down, jump the 300, and they just keep going in that cycle.
Yeah.
I think that's where I call that the sweet spot. And I think that's where the most points are. Like, but not everybody would agree with that. And that's the cool thing, is like, we all have our own style.
Yeah.
So
True.
Yeah.
Next question on the list. What's with that Matt Tecchio guy?
Man, let me tell you about that.
Man.
Shady dude, man. No good.
He is.
No. Whose question is that?
Dennis.
Hey, Matt.
Tech, he's the king, man. Like, you know, him and I are good friends, and I think I've got a couple emotes of him in my channel, like his face with like a crown. I put a crown on his head, and he's like
awesome.
He's got the kingly beard and stuff.
Yeah. You know, so no, he's a good dude, man. He's I keep telling him, like, we gotta like train Jeff or somebody to like give him some, or one of you guys, and somebody needs to kick him off his throne. I'm getting kind of sick of his crap, to be honest. He needs some competition. He needs somebody to poke him in the ass a little bit.
Oh, we had another million DK player that just recently came up as well. So
Craig Tubby, yeah.
So maybe Craig's your boy.
He made some bucks in our tournament. Me and Bear's tournament, we paid him out pretty good. Like every tournament that I've had, he's always making big money. So that guy he's great.
Yeah.
He was he's at Alan's house the other day or something. I think he was on Alan's stream, but he didn't get in front of the camera.
Oh, really? Okay.
A mystery, man. Yeah.
Oh, he's very shy, man. Yeah. We don't hear much from him within the Australian community, but like, God, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's great. He's come up quick too.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Craig anyway.
Definitely.
So Tecchio is the king, and you want him dethroned, basically, because that's
make him the queen.
No, I just want to see him get 1.2.
The queen.
I want to see the dude get 1.2, and I think if he had some people pushing him, he would be.
Just needs a bit of fire under him, huh?
Light a fire under him, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Neil.
No, not me.
Sean, when are you coming back, man? You keep saying you're done. I don't like that.
Aktung, Sean.
No one's ever done.
1.2, Aktung.
I think like you said earlier, like you have a goal and you just want to get it. Like that was my goal and I want to get it, and I've just got so many other games I want to play, and I'm just afraid to go down that rabbit hole again.
Got to use that fear.
Yeah, I'm excited to go down.
Yeah, I'm so excited to go down. Yeah, that's right.
I think I'll kill screen Crazy Kong, and then maybe I'll work on DK Jr. at some point. But at the moment, like my goal, I guess, is to enjoy playing just whatever games I want, but also I do want to max out NTSC Tetris. That would be great.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm like halfway there, kind of, but halfway there in terms of score. It's not really halfway there. So I could do it, I think. It's got to learn some more strategies and technical things like about DAS, like when to load up the DAS and everything. It's a bit much to get into right now, I guess. But yeah, I'm not a hyper tapper, so
not yet.
Do the DAS.
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I've tried it, and yeah, it could be a roller. Yeah, that's another thing.
If we do anything Tetris at VPAC, and if you're lucky to be able to make it, it'll be like you versus Lil, and you guys will just be hyper tapping away on Game Boys.
Yeah,
be like,
dude, I want to verse that guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. He's crazy good too. So that'd be like an epic Tetris battle.
I love that.
Yeah, two guys at a table with beers.
And tap in on the Game Boys.
Yep.
Does he play NES Tetris?
Yeah, I think it's NES. I don't know, it's Game Boy Tetris that he plays more than anything. Okay. But watching him at Tetris Comp, he's a weapon. Really good.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, man.
Next question. Justin, we know from speaking to you and getting to know you over the course of the year that physical fitness and Donkey Kong go hand in hand for you. With this in mind, of course, how has Alan Stoll been so influential on your game, and when did you first become inspired by Alan? Muscle and fitness.
That's a great question. I think, first of all, nobody I think has had as much of an impact on my game as Alan has. He's taught me everything that I shouldn't do. No, just kidding. Alan's awesome. I love Alan. And Alan has gigantic triceps, and that motivates me to get bigger triceps myself.
Yep.
So that is the takeaway from Alan's.
That's good. That's well answered, man.
Him and I
ever punched your cab in tribute?
What's that?
No.
Have you ever punched your cab in tribute? Like,
I almost wanted to today. Yeah, I almost did today, man. I wanted to, yeah. But no, Alan and I have a little bond because we're like, I don't know. One of my side interests is like the old school like bodybuilding scene, like the Arnold era and stuff like that. And there's this movie that Arnold did back in the 70s called Pumping Iron. I've seen clips of it, but I've watched that like literally 100 times. And I don't ever talk to anybody who's also seen it. And Alan happens to have seen it 100 times himself. Yep. So every time I show up in the stream, I'll say some quote from that, and he'll just start like quoting the whole movie. It's hilarious.
Oh man. Yeah. Does he do the accent? Can Alan imitate?
I bet he would.
Oh, he tries. He tries his best. He's sitting there and let's say you train your biceps and blood is rushing into your muscles. The skin gets a really tight feeling like it's going to explode any minute. And that is what they call a pound. I am the 6-time Mr. Olympia. Who cares? I don't care. And he'll start trying to do that.
That's fucking on point, man. Wow.
Yeah. And so he'll be like, I can't do that like you. He'll be like, come on, Justin. I am like pumping iron. I can't do it like you. I can't. That.
Oh, God. I think the quote I know from that movie, Big Louie.
Yeah, Big Louie, how you doing over there? like Arnold.
Dude, that is uncanny.
That's amazing.
That's great.
It'd probably be like,
you have watched that movie a lot.
Fantastic.
It'd be you, Alan, and maybe Anthony that might know it, and
that's true. Anthony, yes, for sure.
And Vincent LeMay, I guess.
Oh yeah. LeMay's a good dude too. Yeah.
Yeah.
How have I never seen this
it's
movie?
It's definitely not as fun as
classic. Oh, you gotta watch it. It's a freaking cult classic, man. It was like the first big movie that he did that got him popular, I think.
And I thought like watching something like The Room would be the weirdest cult movie that I'd have to go and watch, but no, I think that's up there. But
that's entry level, Dennis.
Yeah, it is. That's like bronze tier. It's not gold tier at all. Fuck.
Arnold was an absolute specimen, though. He was crazy, man. All right. Well, we already asked you about your RayFinkel handle. There's one question left, and I just had this before. What controllers have you used to kill screen Donkey Kong with? This is an interesting one.
So keyboard. Yeah, I've used the keyboard. I have used the PS3, PS4, PS5, and I've used Guitar Hero.
Right.
Yes, I used Guitar Hero controller. I was over there and I was pressing the buttons and all this shit, and it was crazy. And I was sitting there, and the worst thing happened. I don't remember what it was though, so don't worry about it. All right. So anyway, here I am. I can't keep it. 3:30. I'm losing my mind.
Oh man, so good.
No, NES controller, PS3, 4, keyboard, Guitar Hero. That's probably really it. I mean,
PS5 you said, or is that?
Yeah, actually PS5 is really good for DK. I noticed. I didn't notice until recently. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Would recommend.
Nice. And the Guitar Hero was probably was that the most difficult?
It wasn't as tough as you would think it was, because I kind of positioned it in a cheater sort of way. Like I had it positioned sort of like a keyboard rather than strapped to my chest. Because I could have done it like, I think I got like 400,000 doing it like an actual guitar, but like my brain, like when I'm trying to move in the directions going like this, my brain had no idea what was happening. Yeah, I would go left when I meant to go right.
True.
So that would take like some time to practice, but
damn.
Yeah. I wanted to do it on a there's a dude, well actually there's a bunch of people that have like done these Dark Souls speedruns with like all these random things. And there's this one that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like he hooks up pizzas to these wires, and the wires all represent a different button. And so he's got like pizzas, like slices of pizza on the table on top of the wire. So like the wire would be like the A button, and like another one would be like the B button. And so he would hit all these pizzas to move around. And I got to thinking, not a bad idea. Maybe we'll try to
we'll try Pizza Kong.
Pizza Kong, dude.
That's awesome.
Do it with bananas, man. So it's more on topic.
Yeah.
There's a game I think for the Nintendo, one of the older Nintendos. It's got like banjos for DK.
Yeah, Donkey Konga or something like that. Yeah.
You can put those up to a computer and do that too, I think. So that's another thought. But
oh no, it's Congo Bongo. It doesn't matter, but yeah, I played the shit out of that. That was fun.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I've got it in my garage. So yeah.
Is it possible to have a left, right, up, down, and jump on like the bongo?
I'm not sure, because like one of the buttons is actually like it comes through as a sound, so you're supposed to clap for it to come through. But I think it's just got the left and right. And I had it for the GameCube, so it's like got the GameCube lead, so I don't know how you would actually get it onto a PC.
You'd be able to rig something up where it's like you use one of the bongos to jump, and
I needed some weird adapter for the Guitar Hero controller.
Right.
Yeah. I imagine maybe something exists, but
possibly. Yeah, that would be fun.
Wasn't Tekio gonna do? He was gonna do
Dance Revolution.
He played on like a fitness mat, like one of those. Yeah, one of those.
He got through the first level. He got through the first level on that. Like that's insane.
Wow.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I saw that. Fuck.
Yeah,
Is there
man.
a clip of that still?
So funny, man. It might be like maybe a saved clip on his Twitch or something if you want to go check it out. But yeah,
it's hilarious.
I'd love to see that.
So this is the future of Donkey Kong, is just finding weird ass shit to
doing
play it
obscure
on.
shit. Yeah,
Right.
Someone do it on a Wii Fit board. I'd love to
Yep.
see that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Donkey Kong trackball is next, which would be get up the
Oh, I was
fucking
gonna do it
ladder,
on-
bitch.
I was gonna do it on this mother. This mouse here, I was just gonna like set it up on here. I had like left, right, up, and
Oh,
down,
cool.
and just like click. So you can actually put
Wow.
set up and
Yeah.
play on a mouse. So it's one idea, but that wasn't very fun. I did try it a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Things you can do. Yeah.
awesome. Well, that kind of wraps it up in terms of the question. Was there any other ones you guys had, Danny or Neil?
No, like everything else that I sort of had in mind, we've really just sort of discussed anyway. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Should we let
same
Think Daddy go to bed?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, it was really awesome to have you on. Just to hear everything you've been through with Donkey Kong and yeah, just how successful you've been so far. And yeah, congrats on what you've been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time. I'm really looking forward to you breaking those world records. So yeah, be watching you closely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
best of luck with it, mate.
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys letting me on, man. Total honor. So awesome talking to you guys.
The honor is all ours, sir.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. And dude, all the best. Yeah, stay tuned, guys. Let's see what Justin Elliott comes up with next. Exciting stuff. See ya, everybody. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Thank you.